Hey y'all, come on into my kitchen and have a seat at my table. When you get in your chair, go ahead and hit share because sharing is truly caring. Today, I'm just throwing something together, no particular recipe. It's just something that I decided I wanted to have, so we're gonna go ahead and do it, okay? So in my skillet right behind me, I already have some bell peppers, maybe a quarter of an onion and 2 cloves of garlic. I've been sauteing that up. I'm going to use two types of Italian sausage. I have mild and I have hot, and this is just already ground. I have some heavy cream with some fire roasted diced tomatoes. We're gonna have some spinach in it and some ravioli. This is Italian sausage ravioli because I wanted to try it. So, and then I have a touch of Parmesan, shredded Parmesan. And we're gonna create something. How about that? So come on over. Let's take a look into our skillet. And like I said, we already have our bell peppers, onion, and garlic going. I'm gonna try to angle you guys down just a little bit so you can see what's in the skillet. There we go. Now I've already got this sauteing. You guys, you know how I feel about sauteed onions and garlic. It is just the best smell ever. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some of this ground sausage. Just a touch. Maybe, I don't know, because we're gonna add some more. So maybe a third of it we're gonna add. My family, again, we like spice. So you can add more or less of the spicy, or don't add the spicy at all. You can just add the sweet. And if you're gonna just do sweet or mild or sweet, then just do like a half of the pack, or however many people are in your family. Right now I can't get into this pack, but right now my family is has dwindled down. My youngest son has moved to Houston. So it is now back to being an empty nester. It is now just my husband and I, and that's still fine too. So we'll just break this up just like this. You just want to break your pork up, break up your sausage. Now, if you don't like sausage, I'm going to tell you, we grew up on the farm. You hear me talk about that all the time. Being in Alabama, we grew up on the farm, so we always had plenty of sausage. So I'm not a huge ground sausage person. It's not like my best meat, my favorite meat. Because we slaughtered hogs when I was growing up, and we always had plenty of ground sausage. It is, so we ate so much of it that just not one of my favorites anymore. I needed to take a long break from it. So I have taken an extremely long break from my days of having ground up sausage. And that's just me. It's the same thing with purple whole peas. And so, I don't know. We had bushels and bushels of purple whole peas. And I'm okay if I don't ever have another purple whole peas. Not that I don't like them. I just, we had plenty of it growing up. So we're just going to get this. The warmer the sausage gets, the easier it is to break it up and break it down. While I'm doing this, I'm also going to turn on the stove, or turn on the range top for some hot water. And that's just to get our ravioli cooking. And we're going to get that going. And once it comes up to a boil, I'm also going to add a little bit of salt to the water and get the raviolis cooking, so that all we have to do is toss them in and make sure they have plenty of sauce. Now, listen, this right here is a meal all in itself. But we're going to add some more stuff to it. We're going to get some seasoning, a little salt, and a little pepper in it, and taste it once we get this cooked up and make sure that it's the flavors where we want it. And I like to use the sausage. I even use like sausage in my spaghetti sauce. I think it gives it something slightly different. And so that we're not just always having ground beef or ground turkey. My spaghetti changes from, y'all saw that piece of meat jump out? Piece of pork sausage jump out onto the stove. But that's just me. And again, this is no particular recipe, just something that, actually I was talking to my sister over the weekend, and she was telling me she makes this dish similar, except normally she uses tortellini, and she was like, but I want to try this pasta, and I said, yeah, me too. I had already had it in my pantry, in my refrigerator, and she went out and got some. She made her dish, and it looked absolutely wonderful. And then I decided, as we were walking around, I was like, so now are you going to add more ground sausage to it, or are you going to, and she's like, no, I don't think so. But I was just trying to figure out how to amplify that sausage flavor in the pasta. Now, I've not ever had this particular pasta, so I don't really even know what the flavor of it is. But I do know that I can't just serve raviolis to my husband. I mean, I guess I could, but he would definitely, he'd definitely eat it, but he'd also be like, yeah, there wasn't no meat in that pasta. So I want to make sure that we take care of everybody. Just wiping things up as I go, keeping things kind of clean here. And you want to cook this sausage through, because after all, it is a pork. You don't want any raw meat in it before we start adding the rest of our ingredients. Now, you know what else? I'm sitting here thinking, if I had some mushrooms, I would add mushrooms in this too. And we would go with mushrooms, because he and I, we like mushrooms, and it's just going to be he and I. I'm going to end up taking this for lunch, and then he'll probably eat it for dinner when he comes home. It'll be super late when I get off work tonight, so I'm going to have it for lunch, and then he'll be able to eat for dinner. There we go. I think we're pretty much good here. I'm going to go ahead and add in some of our fire roasted tomatoes. What the heck? So although we're going to add some cream sauce, although this is going to be a form of a cream sauce, because of the tomatoes, it's going to be kind of pink. It's going to be a blush color. Look at this. And then we're going to add in our spinach. And spinach is to give it some color, as well as to give us a vegetable, so that this becomes all-in-one kind of meal. Let me open up our spinach and get it added, and get some added. Now, remember, we're not gonna add the whole bag of spinach, but remember, although you add some spinach, it's gonna wilt down. So don't be afraid. I like to add it in stages, just a little bit at a time. And then we'll start tasting. While this is beginning to wilt, I'm going to add in some black pepper, because we are a pepper family and we like pepper. And I'm going to add a touch of salt. I'm not going to add too much salt, because I'm also going to salt my pasta water, and our pasta will be kind of salty as well, or not salty, but flavorful. So we're going to go ahead and get that in there, and we're going to tuck in our spinach leaves so they can begin to wilt. Get some of the hot stuff on top. I'm hoping my water starts boiling really soon. You know, when they say a watch pot never boils, it does. It just takes forever. There's your lesson in patience when it comes to boiling water. There we go. Our spinach is wilting here. And this is already. I'm going to add some more because it's going to continue to wilt. And I want it to be nice and hearty. Because this is pretty much, other than the bell pepper, this is the only greens we're going to get in our. Now you can serve this with a side salad. That'll be really good. A nice little Caesar salad on the side. But I'm going to add a few more leaves. And then we're going to add some cream sauce, and then the cream and some heavy cream, and then we're going to add some our Parmesan cheese. Yeah, I like it. Looky, yo, guys. Looks really good. I like the colors. I like to see colors when I eat or when I cook. I like the colors. There we go. Like I said, we're not going to add the whole bag, but it's looking good. I'm going to taste it too. I want to start tasting now so I can, because once we add the cream and the, once we add our cream and our Parmesan cheese, we're not really going to be able to continue to add more seasoning. So I want to taste and see where it is. I don't know. We may add a touch of oregano. We may add a touch of thyme or something, or even some. I don't know. Well, let me think. We may end up adding. This is so pretty. You guys see this? Look how pretty that is. That's so pretty all by itself. Like, you could just stop right here and not add anything else, and it's already beautiful enough to just start going in on. But I want to taste it, make sure the seasoning is right. We may need to add some garlic powder. Who knows? I'm going to add just a touch more garlic powder. I'm going to add garlic powder, although I added 2 cloves of... I did add 2 cloves of garlic. Maybe next time I do it, maybe I'll add 3. Who knows? I think it's really good. The Italian hot sausage is not too overly, it's not overly spicy. So it did real good. I'm going to go ahead and add our cream. I'm just going to pour it right on in. Just like that. And then we're going to give it a stir. And our sauce is going to turn to a nice pink color. And then we're going to add some Parmesan cheese once we get this incorporated and reduced just a little bit. You don't want to add your Parmesan just yet. You want to reduce some of this. You want to get this reduced just a little bit so that you can add your cheese, because the spinach gives off a lot of water, so you want to make sure that that gets cooked down just a little bit. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt to our ravioli water. And when you're adding salt to ravioli water, or any kind of pasta, the key is you want it to taste like the sea, salty like the sea. Now I'm just gonna cook enough ravioli for me to take for lunch, and then I'll leave instructions for my husband to make some ravioli, and I'm gonna keep the sauces separate, the sauce separate from the ravioli, because I don't want the ravioli by the time he eats it tonight. I don't want it to break down, because pasta is just, it'll continue to absorb the flavor and absorb the liquid, and it'll eventually break down, and that's not what you want. So I'll leave instructions with him, for him, so that he can make his own ravioli and then serve his sauce on top of his ravioli. Looky, you guys, it looks really, really good. We're going to bring this to a boil. You see it's beginning to talk. It's talking now. And then we'll add our, it's still so pretty. Can you guys see how pretty that is? And I wish you guys could smell it. If you could just smell the onions and the garlic that we sauteed up front with the bell peppers. And then when we added our 2 types of sausage, the mild sausage and the hot Italian, the Italian hot sausage, it really mellows it out. Now, I probably would add some health flakes because I like it a little bit more spicier than my husband, but he still likes spice. So, I think we may compromise. I think I have some red chili flakes somewhere, so that might be a great compromise for us. To add some crushed red chili flakes because it's not as hot. So I won't add the health flakes so much, but I will add some red pepper flakes. Now red chili, crushed red flakes are still not spicy. Can somebody tell me why this thing is here? I know. I take it off all the time, and then I end up putting it right back on. I don't know why I keep it back on, but I do. And we'll let this go for a second. Again, trying to thicken up, get some of the liquid out. Once you add your Parmesan cheese, it's also going to help it thicken. And I don't have a whole lot of Parmesan cheese right now. And I wasn't trying to go to the store and get it, but to get any, so this is where we are right now. And we're gonna top it off with the cheese that we do have, and we're gonna mix it in and get it nice and not an Alfredo sauce, but kind of a twist on an Alfredo sauce. That's all I got, y'all. That was it. That what you saw, that was all my Parmesan cheese. So we're just gonna stir it in, and it'll have a hint. You can add more if you got more, and so it's not really a Parmesan. It's really not a Alfredo sauce, but it is a nod to an Alfredo sauce. How about that? Look, this is absolutely beautiful, and I think it's going to taste great. I'm gonna also go ahead and drop in a couple of these raviolis. And again, the ravioli that I have is an Italian sausage. I wanted to try this brand and I wanted to try this flavor to see what the talk was all about. So I'm just gonna, and it's fresh pasta, guys. This is just fresh pasta. I'm trying to take one out without breaking it. It's just fresh pasta. And so I'm gonna throw a couple in so that I can have it for my lunch. And it just simply says you cook it for 4 minutes. And then I'm going to add it to a bowl, and we're going to go from there. And at the same time, I'm going to taste this now that we've added our Parmesan. Turn the heat down because I don't want it to burn on the bottom. And it looks like, I don't know. You know what? This might even be good on some angel hair pasta. I'm all in for it. It is going to give me life once we're ready. I'm just going to taste it once again to make sure everything the flavor is where we want. And because I've not ever had this pasta, I'm going to actually taste this pasta before I add my cream sauce because I want to see what it tastes like by itself. Let me taste this. Oh my. That's really good. And the red chili flakes really helped it out. While my pasta is going, let's go back over what we did. I'm going to actually turn this off. While the pasta is cooking, I'm going to go back over what's in here. So what I did is I started out with some, with a couple turns of olive oil in the pan. I put my olive oil in a squeeze bottle and I just went around a couple of times with some olive oil. I chopped up maybe a quarter of an onion and 2 cloves of garlic. And I had a baby bell pepper that I had in my garden. I pulled it and I chopped it up in there. I sauteed the onions, bell peppers, and garlic until till it was really fragrant and the onions were translucent. Then we added a third of Italian hot sausage and a third of mild Italian sausage. We broke it up and cooked that in. Once we did that, we added a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. If you don't have fire roasted, that's fine. I just like the fire roasted because I like to see the kind of the char on the tomatoes. Once we incorporated the tomatoes really well, I added a little salt, a little pepper, and some red chili flakes. And then I added my spinach, sauteed that in. Once that got sauteed in, I added maybe a fourth of a cup of heavy cream. Not even that much. It was really just a splash of heavy cream. And once we did the splash of heavy cream and brought it up to a boil and reduced it just enough, like maybe a couple of minutes, I added in a sprinkling of Parmesan cheese, because that's all I had was a sprinkling. We, in the process, began to cook our pasta over here. If you can see, our pasta right here is going, and it's almost done because it just simply says 4 minutes. I'm going to taste one of these without the sauce, because I know it's going to be really good with the sauce. So right now our pasta is actually cooking and boiling. And you don't want to boil them too hard or too fast. You see how they puff up? Because they can bust open, and you don't want all of your yummy ingredients from your pasta in your water. You just want the water to flavor your pasta. And then once we did that, we started boiling our pasta so that can be ready. And you just sample and taste. If you think you want to add something else, like I mean, I could really go for some more black pepper in here, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it alone. And we're going to wait patiently on our pasta right here to get done. And then I'm going to taste the pasta because I wanted to see. I love the way this puffs up. I love it. And then I'm going to actually have pasta for lunch. And normally I don't take my lunch, but now that I'm back at work, I don't get a chance to get around and get over to our to our caterers. So I haven't really been eating, and that's not a good thing. So I need to do something. So this is my something. I got up this morning and decided to cook me a little lunch. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of these. So we can actually have a nice little taste of it. I'll grab a couple and put it on my plate, and then I'm gonna taste one of them because I want to taste what this. See what this pasta tastes like. This is the Italian sausage pasta, and you don't want to overcook your pasta. You want it to be al dente. Look, real good. I'm going to pick it up. Well, I thought I was going to pick it up because I want to see what it looks like on the inside. You guys see that? It is Italian sausage with some cheese. Let me just see. It says mildly seasoned Italian sausage and cheese wrapped in a thin pasta. And you can tell it really is a thin pasta. So we're going to taste this one. Okay. I like this pasta. And it really is mild in flavor, and this sauce is going to complement it just well. So I'm going to serve it just like this, and then we're going to taste our pasta with our sauce. You guys ready? Hi. We're going to taste this. Hold on. If I had more Parmesan cheese, I would probably sprinkle it on top. And if you have some crusty bread, like some French bread, you can bake that off, or some garlic bread. Bake it off in the oven and have with it. Let's see if we can identify the perfect bite. Okay, no, I don't have the perfect bite. Let me get some more spinach on my fork. There we go. Perfect bite. Oh, my tomato. Y'all saw, it didn't want to go. Neither does the sausage, obviously. Okay. This is a good one. We need to know there's no particular recipe for anything. Recipes is how somebody else wants your food to taste. And I truly believe that you should be the judge of how you want your food to taste. I'm not going to keep eating in front of you guys. Try this. Try this and get it to where you want it to be. This was really good. Great experience. I love it. Maybe making somebody's catering something somewhere near you. This is a great one. Don't have a name for it. We're gonna just call it sausage and spinach ravioli. Great combination. Onions, garlic, bell pepper. You don't even have to add bell pepper if you don't have it. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, a touch of it, some fire roasted tomatoes, spinach, heavy cream, and a sprinkling of Parmesan cheese with your favorite ravioli. Try this with some tortellini. 3 cheese tortellini. It would be great. Try this even on a bed of pasta like spaghetti or rigatoni or even orecchiette. Oh my gosh, that would be really good too. My favorite is angel hair pasta. This is a great one, guys. Try it. And when you do, tag me in it. Let me see what you think. Thanks so much for allowing me to cook for you this morning or today. Have a great one. Big hugs and tight squeeze. Until next time. Bye-bye.